Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. It's been a long time since we've done a WWE full show preview for any of the upcoming pay-per-views that are coming up around the corner. But I can honestly tell you that this is the first time in a long time that I think WWE has put together a full, complete show that I can honestly say that I care about most of the matches that are going to be featured on the Survivor Series show. Over the past few pay-per-views, whether it's been Clash of the Champions, No Mercy, basically anything past SummerSlam, I can honestly say that when I looked at the shows, I honestly cared about the main events and the championship matches that were involved on those shows, thinking that, hey, at least those shows will be worth the money. When you think about it now, with 2 pay-per-views a month, and so they're sort of features and other things that I might be looking at on the WWE Network, I'm basically looking at, $5 a pay-per-view. If you think about $5 a match to get to that $9.99, it's not that bad, and it still seems like it's a large deal. Lots of rumors out there that basically WWE might be changing the pricing structure. There's been rumors of a WWE Network going to a free sort of live stream in order to get the thing, maybe going to a $4.99, keeping the regular $9.99. There was a rumor of them going to a $12.99 deal, which would involve deals with sort of Evolve and TNA and maybe other wrestling things. Basically, with the announcement of what was that called? Flow Slam, something like that. It's already sort of out of my mind. With Shimmer and Evolve, and all those wrestling shows, basically going over to that streaming site. There was rumors that they might get ROH. There were rumors that they were going to get WWE. Honestly, in my opinion, if they were going to get WWE, they would have announced it for Survivor Series, so I don't think that's going to be going down to sort of partnering up with the WWE Network to sort of bring in more people watching their shows. So maybe that was just a rumor that just went out there. WWE was asking maybe at the last minute. I know they're invested in that other streaming site, but there's no WWE going over there. It's just sort of like they let them use the WWE pictures in order to say these are the stars that you're going to see because of the past shows in the back catalog that you're able to watch. It just makes it look better when you have AJ Styles holding the WWE Championship, or you have the other guys that are on the roster on there as well. But I can honestly tell you that as of right now, I believe there's 6 matches on the Survivor Series show. And unless you're a cruiserweight, and I'm guessing that more than likely, since there is no pre-show match named, as of right now, about the only thing I can think of is that the cruiserweight guys get put onto the pre-show, a lot like the last show that they were doing. That's about the only thing I can think of. But if you are on the WWE roster and you're not on the any of these matches, you're pretty low on the card, and it's basically in the stars that WWE has no plans for you because they're using almost everybody. You've got Brock Lesnar featured in the main event. You've got the 10 other biggest names in WWE that are singles guys being involved in that match. You've got 10 women in that match. And then you've got a 10 on 10. So you've got 20, you've got 30, and is that 40? 40 superstars, 42, and then you got the other two, 44, 46 guys being used on this one pay-per-view. That's a lot of guys. That's like a Royal Rumble show, basically right there. If you're not in the top 46, I feel bad for you. The Cruiserweights guys, as of right now, because they don't have a match other than Kalisto going up against Brian Kendrick, that's about the only thing that I could think of, feeling bad for those guys. This looks like it's going to be a really big show. Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar is pretty much being billed up as a WrestleMania match in my thinking. I haven't seen them do a build for a match like this in a long time. A lot of people saying this is all because of the WWE people at the video game company basically trying to get behind this, calling this fantasy warfare, bringing sort of a match to life that, as of before this, the only way that you could get this was playing one of the video games. And I don't think Goldberg has been in one of the video games in a long time, with him being the cover boy and getting a lot of press back then. I think WWE was able to see, like, hey, people still care about this guy. If you go back to the Goldberg DVD, which if they were still in alphabetical order before I had to move them, would be an easy one to grab. And I believe it's called the Goldberg, the Definitive Collection or something like that. That thing sold like gangbusters. Anything like WCW does, and people want to get their hands on that old footage. Honestly, in my opinion, I think when I watched it, there was some good stuff on there, but just Goldberg was never my guy. But it is kind of fun to see somebody get pulled out of the attic, dusted off and put out there in the ring, and people actually still care about him. There's no real... there's no, maybe we'll get something on Monday when they go out there and they have the face-to-face Shane versus Stephanie. I guess that does really mean something more now, with Shane McMahon actually being added to the match. But maybe they'll make some sort of a wager, maybe they'll make some sort of a bet on these matches to make it mean something. But as of right now, this was just something that Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon dreamed up to make SmackDown be the real definitive #1 brand. Honestly, in my opinion, they've got John Cena, they've got AJ Styles, they've got the two biggest names in WWE, I believe, on their brand. But I think that, SmackDown for so long, whether if it's because of the reason that they, John Cena wasn't on the show for so long, or whether if it was taped and people would know to look up the spoilers on Tuesday, or maybe it's just because of the fact that they never put anything on SmackDown that meant a damn since maybe 2010, 2011, maybe at the best, that it's been washed into our brain that SmackDown is a worthless show. And from a lot of people that are out there, I know that when No Mercy was here in Sacramento and Alex Lorenzo came here, he just was stressing to me how good SmackDown is. Each and every week, just saying that, the show being live is one of the reasons that he really started watching it. And when you watch it, it really means something, and it means something more than Monday Night Raw does. And I know that if you go back in time, and I talk about it a lot, the John Morrison years. John Morrison never became the star that I thought he was going to, but I loved to watch him, and that was one of the reasons that I would watch SmackDown, was to see Morrison. And I was really hoping that, when sometimes guys go... or sometimes guys would leave Raw and go to SmackDown, a lot of people would look at it as a demotion, but I looked at it as a way of them building him up, making him a star, putting the World Heavyweight Championship on him, and then, maybe after he does a program and he loses the title, he would go back to Monday Night Raw, and because he held that World Heavyweight Championship, it would sort of equal that he had been a champion, and then he meant something, and he wouldn't just be in an Intercontinental title fold. It never happened for him, but that's sort of the things that I'm looking forward to with the brand split that's going down. I do think that it hurts Monday Night Raw. I do think that it hurts SmackDown, but I think as time goes on, we'll get used to it. And then those pay-per-view matches, when you look at it and you see guys like Jinder Mahal, or you see guys like I was going to call him, Brian Myers, but I was going to call him Kurt Hawkins. The guys like that are on the show, they'll mean something because they're winning matches. Kurt Hawkins beat Apollo Crews. You watch that on SmackDown, it pissed me off. But maybe they're actually going to make the guy mean something. Apollo Crews, to me, honestly, is somebody that should be wearing a championship, whether if it's the U.S. title, whether if it's the Intercontinental title, or even one of the World Heavyweight titles. Sooner than later makes a lot of sense to me. Build that guy. Make him a star. I think he's got a lot in him. He's a guy that's not being featured in any of these matches as well. So I feel bad for him. So, like I said, sit back and relax. We're going to make a video for each match. I'm sure you guys are used to this. If not, we'll just go through the motions and we'll put them all together. Peace out, and I'll see you in the next video.